What's up, baby? What's up, Mets fans? Fucking Mets and Rob. I'm back, baby. How's everybody doing? I'll get into why I was gone for a couple of weeks. My mic, you see, I haven't been prepared. You see? I'm back. I feel good. I got a tan. I'm not as white anymore. That's always good. I'm so glad to be back, guys. Even Fernando actually showed up. I mean, this is big time, guys. I mean, it's party time right now. Thank you guys for tuning back in. I know it's been a while. I'll get into it real quickly in a few minutes. Joseph, Fernando, let's see, Hayden, we've seen SoCal. What's up, buddy? How's everybody doing? I'm so glad to be back. Just to get down to the nitty gritty and tell you exactly what it was, I worked my ass off for the last probably month, basically. From work, I was doing double shifts like every day. Had barely any time to actually like go to games, do videos, edit videos, go live. I had like the only time I had was to sleep, and that was it. So sorry for no videos, no live videos, anything. Like I was just crazy tired. I promised my boss I was gonna do a lot of hours in the month of June, so it turned out like that. So that's what I did. Glad I'm back. Finally, I get to do something I enjoy doing. We just had a crazy Subway Series. Mets are still in first place since the last time I spoke to you, so that's always good. Don't forget, guys, hit on that like button. You're new to the channel, hit on that subscribe button, everybody. Say what's up in the chat. Don't be shy. I love you guys. Fernando, as always, what's up, baby? Let's go, man. I'm ready. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. So what we're going to do right now, guys, I'm going to be with you until 6 o'clock tonight. We're going to talk about the Yankee series. We're going to talk about the upcoming series that we have starting tonight against the Brewers at home. So we're going to start off first by the first game of the series. Obviously, the Friday night, which I was at, by the way. Standing around, I actually got the Yankee Stadium around 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday, which was insane. And hanging out with my friends, hanging out. If you know Yankee Stadium around that area, Billy's Bar and Lounge. I was there with my peoples, hanging out, drinking beers, eating some food. Thought there was going to be a game. Unfortunately, they called it at 8:30. Had to trek my ass back up to Queens. But at the end of the day, Saturday came. That was fun. I didn't go, but it was good for the Mets. It was good for us. Why was that? Well, Taijuan Walker was a beast yet again. And it's bullshit, by the way, he didn't make the All-Star team. Just got to say that before we get started. So, obviously, the Mets won 8-3. It was a solid performance by Walker and the bullpen. Nice to see. Solid win. The Yankees have been the Yankees for the entire year, basically. Joseph, what's up, buddy? Oh, yeah, Joseph, absolutely. I just saw your comment right there. I went on Sunday. I went to the doubleheader. Lots of fun. I even got a tan. Look, see, white, dark, white, dark. I went to the game. Cool spin. I did not forget about you. I've been so busy with work. I literally have the bobblehead on my desk in my room. So I feel really bad. I feel like an ass, honestly, Cool Spin, because I emailed you and I got your information. I just been so busy. It blew my mind. I remembered a few days ago. If you give me a few more days, I'll have it shipped to you probably sometime at the end of the week, and you'll have it. I'm sorry about that. That's my bad. As you know, guys, I usually try to keep my word. I feel like shit, actually. Cool Spin, don't worry. I didn't forget about you. So, yeah, with the game on Saturday, Joseph said he went. That was great. I do have to say one thing. Met fans showed up. I was there on Friday at Billy's, walking around the stadium, went into the stadium. It was insane how many Met fans were there. Now, it could be because we were in first place. It could be that the Yankees are in fourth place. You know, Yankee fans are invisible when their team's not doing well. Yeah, that's right. Red cheeks, baby. Yeah, that's for you. That's for you. Nah. I'm not really happy to see you. You're probably happy to see me. I mean, your ass don't show up anymore on any of my live streams. All of a sudden, I get a comment on one of my videos. I'm like, oh shit, Fernando's alive. That's good. So, like I said, Joseph said it. I even saw it. You guys, the support that the Mets got during this series. RG, what's up, man? I know, long time. Working like a dog at my job, man. So I did a lot of double shifts. It was a lot. The whole month of June, I was just the only time I had was to sleep. I didn't have no time to edit videos, set up a live event because I was getting called into work basically every like 5 hours because it's been shorthanded. So I'm glad to be back. Thank you guys for tuning in. So as Joseph said, the Met fans came in droves in the Bronx. Thank you, RG. Everybody was worried. I even got a text from a few people. But guys, I'm so proud of Met fans. You know I love you guys. I know the support. Nelson, how you doing, buddy? Thank you. It was really nice to see. Like, we know Met fans are dedicated, supportive, diehards. We all know that. But the support that they got at Yankee Stadium was absolutely amazing. Now, I wasn't there on Saturday. Like I said, I was there Friday before they called the game. It was Met fans we were stumbling over each other. That's how good it was. That's how many people, how many Met fans were there. It was absolutely insane. And I just can't, I was so happy because not even just the taking 2 out of 3 against the Yankees that we'll talk about in a few, but the way the Met fans got together, it was just a good time. The Yankee fans were demoralized. The Let's Go Yankees chants were a joke. It was just so much fun. And we're going to get right into it right now, guys. So obviously Friday was a rain delay, so we already knew Sunday was going to be a doubleheader. Finding Nimmo. He's electric at the top of the order. That's a big thing for us. Saturday, Taijuan Walker was a beast. He shut the Yankees down. No problems. It was simple. The Yankees offense is terrible, but he even made them look even worse. It was getting a little worrisome because obviously the Mets haven't been scoring runs. We're like next to last in the league, and probably at the time of the series, we're last in the league in runs scored per game. And it was like, I think a little under 3 or a little over 3. We finally got something going in the 5th inning with Dominic Smith, James McCann. I'm going to look at it right now. Lindor, Smith, Pilar, all those guys in the 5th inning started to get runs. The 5th and 6th inning, when we got all those 8 runs, put the Yankees away, put them out of their misery. Yankees made a little bit of a fuss in the bottom of the 6th, but it was nothing big. Judge hit a bullshit home run to right field over the pussy wall, as I call it, in right field. But once again, guys, the Mets pitching and defense won the game on Saturday. It was no doubt about it. Offense came alive. We scored, I believe, 15 runs in 2 games against the Yankees, the first 2 games. But with game 1, well, technically game 1 on Saturday, Mets looked great, looked good, easy win, put the Yankees 1 game under 500. It was just looking good. It was nice to see. I couldn't wait to go on Sunday. Great to see that Met fans showed up Friday and Saturday, even though it was a rain delay. You just seen the wave of blue and orange at Yankee Stadium outside. It was just nice to see. And I can't stress that enough, guys. That was so much fun. Then we're going to get to the doubleheader on Sunday. Because I have to say, guys, I went to the game on Sunday because the makeup game for Friday. I went to the first game. I couldn't go to the second game because, it was the 4th of July. I had plans, so I just had to go. But game 1 of the doubleheader. Holy shit. I have to say, guys, there is no doubt about it that Met fans just came out on Sunday as well. It was absolutely insane, guys. I'm not going to lie. I was at if you've been to Yankee Stadium, Frank's Red Hot Terrace, it's standing room only, got little tables, hung out there. That's where I usually go. Even if I have a seat, I like it there. It's a lot of fun. Absolutely, Joseph. The Met fans took over Yankee Stadium. I tell you right now, Garrett Cole is not even he can't even tie Jacob deGrom's sneakers. Can't even do that. We wouldn't even let him in the room to even sniff them. Not even close. That sticky stuff is a no-no. As you can see with Chapman, and you see with that cheating ass Garrett Cole. You seen it? Now, I was talking with my friends during the game with Garrett Cole. He could not get his breaking ball and his off-speed pitches over for a strike. Whatever reason, sticky stuff. Whatever the reason was, Garrett, I was in the outfield looking at it. Garrett Cole could not get his secondary pitches over for a strike. He had his fastball, but again, that's all he had. So the biggest thing that we kept on talking about, me and my friends, we kept on saying, we have to work the counts. We got to work the counts. We got him out very early. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was the 4th inning. Something like that. Let me see. I don't know. I was going crazy. Let's see. I believe it was, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was like 4 innings. 3 1/3 innings. So Dominic Smith with the home run in the first inning, right over the pussy wall. My favorite wall. Right over, he had like 316 feet. You saw a judge go back to the wall, be like, ugh, with his doofy ass. No. Garrett Cole is a joke. Dominic Smith got him early. Hit that pop-up for a home run. Met fans went crazy. But Marcus Stroman did not have it. Now, granted, I know Marcus Stroman's been going some stuff with family, with his grandmother passing away. So I'm never going to go after a guy's personal life. And seeing that he wasn't pitching well because, I know he was close with his grandmother. It could take a toll on somebody. I get that. Absolutely. But the biggest thing with Stroman, over the last about month, he has not pitched very well. And I do wonder also, was he using the sticky stuff? Now, I don't think so, but it's possible because he was dominant in April and May. As soon as he hit June, I don't know what happened. He hasn't been good. Now, granted, Francisco Lindor made an error that in the second inning that gave the Yankees a couple of runs that didn't help him out with that double play ball that was up the middle. He didn't make that play, so his Stroman's defense didn't help him. But if you've seen Stroman in April and May, he always picked up his defense. And let's be honest, the Yankees' offense is not that good. So he wasn't throwing. He had no command. He wasn't that good. His breaking stuff wasn't that good. His fastball, he was throwing like around 91, 92. When he's going good, it's like 93, 94. But Stroman wasn't looking good. The Yankees took a 4-1 lead going into the third. It wasn't looking good. Starting to get worried that the Mets offense wasn't going to come up. But, guys, and we're going to talk about it right here. Going into the top of the fourth, here comes none other than Tomas Nido getting a base hit, starting it off. All around, going crazy. Kevin Pillar, James McCann strikes out. What else to do? But it just keeps on going. You get the Mets starting to come back in the fourth, tie the game with 3 runs, 4-4. All right, we're back in this ball game, 0-0 game. That's what I like to see. And then the Yankees score the run in the 5th inning, if I'm not mistaken, on a wild pitch. DJ LeMahieu scores. Stroman was still in that game, which I was a little shocked about. But once again, the Mets and their comebacks have been interesting this year none the least. But it's so fucking sweet when you can come back against the Yankees and seeing them bitch-ass Yankee fans cry like babies. Oh, my God. I couldn't believe they go there. I can't believe it. Fire Boone, fire Cashman. That's what we heard. Listen, you've had 20-plus years of winning seasons. Now you know how Met fans feel every year. Dom Smith has been getting hot. We'll go through it here. Pete Alonso with the clutch home run in the top of the 7th to tie the game off of none other than Aroldis Chapman, another Sticky Finger member of the Sticky Finger Club. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I was where Pete hit that ball. I was like 10 feet to left center. And I tell you, when Pete hit that ball, all I saw going on, I'm like, this ball's not going to make it. That ball carried. And we go nuts. We're going crazy. I'm hugging Met fans. I don't even know who's who. I'm high-fiving. I'm already red with sunburn. I didn't give a shit anymore. Going crazy. Yankee fans crying like babies. Boom, 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 tie game. But not yet. You know why? Because when it comes to Jose Peraza, Brandon Nimmo, Francisco Lindor, Jose Peraza hits a shot with the bases loaded. Obviously, a fan grabs the ball. Where I'm seeing, I couldn't see the fan reach over. So from my point of view, it looked like it was a home run because the ball didn't go back into play. So I just assumed it was a home run. But it was a double. We got 2 runs. Nice to know. Kept on scoring, getting the runs, and then the Mets won 10-5. Great. Beautiful game. Going crazy. I'm telling you. Met fans, I tell you right now, it was so insane on Sunday. The first game. I'm not gonna, Joseph was there on Saturday. He said the Met fans are going crazy. We took it over. Absolutely. I'm gonna get to your comments real quick, guys. In a few seconds, I'm just gonna give you a recap of the last game as well. Amazing performance for game 1. The Mets showed life. They scored runs. They looked great. I loved it. It was so much fun. My voice was basically dead. And no matter what happened in the second game, it would have been great to sweep the Yankees. Absolutely. But taking 2 out of 3 was exactly what you go into those type of series looking for, 2 out of 3. I would have loved to shove it up their ass and sweep them. But at the end of the day, we took 2 out of 3. We keep on winning series. We keep first place. We're in 3.5 games. In first place right now with Atlanta right behind us. But it was absolutely amazing. I got a lot of pictures and videos. Maybe I'll do a little video recap of my videos and my pictures if you guys want. Let me know in the comments. I'll just do it based on that because I got a lot of good video, a lot of good pictures and stuff like that of the guys in the bullpen because I was right behind the Mets bullpen. So I got a nice picture of DeGrom waving to the fans, chanting MVP, all that fun stuff. So we get to the nightcap. The Mets really didn't have anything going until Alonso made it a little bit closer, but the Mets just didn't have enough. Yankees won. You got to give up for Chad Green, who pitched excellent. He pitched the immaculate inning in the 7th. Kudos to the Yankees for that game. But again, they needed that game more than the Mets needed that game. So I'm not surprised that the Mets lost that game. It's a little disappointing because you always want to stick it to the Yankee fans 100%. But at the end of the day, guys, we took 2 out of 3 for the first Subway Series of the season. Obviously, as you know, September 11th week day series against the Yankees in September, which would be very nice. It's going to be emotional, absolutely. Hopefully, the Yankees are out of playoff contention and the Mets are still in first place. But we took 2 out of 3. Great to see. Love this team. Kudos to all the Met fans that were there in droves, not taking shit from Yankee fans, taking over Yankee Stadium because that's exactly what we did. Their Yankee, let's go Yankees chants were bullshit the whole time. Every time they started the let's go Yankees chant, Met fans came right back. We came after them. We showed them who's boss. I'm not going to say we're the toast of the town. We're not taking over New York just yet, but we will. I'm telling you that right now because the Yankees are going to be sellers this season during the trade deadline because they're absolutely done. They're not catching Boston. They're not catching anybody in the wild card. The Mets are going to be the toast of the town in September and October. It's going to be all about the orange and blue, and we're going to do the best. I don't know if we're going to win it all, but I guarantee we're going to be in the playoffs, and you can take that to the bank. So, guys, don't forget, guys, you just tuned in. Hit on that like button, guys. If you're new to the channel, what's up? Hit on that subscribe button, everybody. Thank you, guys, for sticking with me during this crazy month of June that I was just on a hiatus, working my ass off. But I'm back better than ever. Going to be posting a video tomorrow about the rumors that we heard. And I know you guys heard about Josh Donaldson, Jose Berrios, possibly Chris Bryant. I'm going to do a little video based on that. Who would I want? Either Donaldson or Chris Bryant. You might know the answer, but I'm going to give you a reason why in that video, exactly why I'm choosing that particular trade and that particular team and players. Is the reason why is because of necessity and exactly what we don't have to give too much for. It's only going to cost us a little bit of money. So welcome back, guys. I'm glad you guys are back. You stuck with me. I love you guys for it. Now we got the first place Brewers. But before we get to that and talk about the Brewers series, I'm going to check your comments really quick because they're coming in quickly. SoCal, what's up? Cool Spin, Fernando, Transistor, what's up, what's up, what's up? All right, let's see what's going on here. I like Castellanos, but I don't think we're going to get him, to be honest. Woodruff is getting hit hard. I don't know. You know, he's tough. He's pretty good. You know, he's good. You know, he is an all-star. So, I mean, 1.87 ERA, 7-3, 119 strikeouts. You know, he's good. You know, the Mets going to have a hard time scoring runs today, but you know what? Let's get it going. We got to keep that momentum. You know, like sometimes how the Mets like come off a really emotional series and then they play a team that is not really a rival, but comes in and then takes advantage of the Mets playing down because they just had all that emotion playing up to the Yankees. Let's hope that does not happen because the Brewers are a really good team. They can easily sweep us. And that's what I worry about. I don't think it's going to happen, but, you know, you got to be careful with this team because this team can score runs. And as we've seen, you can't take this team lightly. You know what? Take the series. Like I've been saying with the Yankee series, you got to keep on taking series. I like that cool spin. Exactly. Berrios is I will be talking about in the video. That's going to be along with Donaldson, so that's why I'm interested in that deal. But I'm going to tell you guys right now, I would not be surprised. And you heard what Steve Cohen said. Steve Cohen said that if he's going to go over the luxury tax, he's not going to go over it $2 or $3 million. He's going to blow past it. That's music to Met fans' ears, especially after the bullshit that we had to go through with the Wilpons. But I'll tell you right now, the Mets are going to make a big move. If it's going to be just a top of the rotation type of guy, like a Berrios, like a Kyle Gibson, or they're going to go after Donaldson or Bryant. Somebody said in the chat about Gallo. I don't know if I think the Mets could go after Gibson, but I don't think they particularly like Joey Gallo. And the reason for that is because, you know, Gallo is a hit or miss type of guy. He's a power guy that doesn't hit for average. I know a lot of people don't hit for average, but I think we need the grittiness of a Bryant or a Donaldson. Again, I'm not going to give away the guy that I want. And the reason why I want him and why it's best suited for the Mets is because we can kill two birds with one stone. And I'll get into that in the video tomorrow. Hopefully you guys check it out. So let me check the comments a little bit more, guys, so I can catch up with you guys. Let's see. Yeah, that's not going to be easy, Cool Spin, for sure. It's going to be hard with Castillo and Castellanos. You know, Castillo's starting to pick up his game a little bit, so it's going to be very hard. You're going to have to give up a lot. Like, I mean, you know, Alvarez is off the table. So you're thinking about, you know, the Beatties of the world, the Mauricios, you know, JT Ginn, guys like that, you know. And I don't think the Mets are willing to give that up for that type. You know, if I'm not mistaken, I think Castillo has another 2 years on his contract, and Castellanos just signed that deal, so you might have about 3 years left. Like I said, solid ball player, great outfielder, but I think the Mets are focused on third base more than anything, which is not a shocker because I'm like a broken record with this. I'm watching SNY right now. They're going over the game, the first game on Saturday. So, you know, Pilon just hit his home run. Chapman just hit a Conforto. So, sorry guys, I'm off track. But I really think, as you can see, again and again, I'm not surprised that Sandy Alderson is pivoting once again to third base. We've seen it in the offseason. He does not like J.D. Davis. It's abundantly clear. He does not like J.D. Davis. He was looking in the offseason to acquire third baseman. It didn't happen. He left with J.D. Davis. J.D. Davis played, 20 games this year? If that, 15? He's been non-existent. Now, I don't think Sandy Alderson would have liked him anyway, even if he played every day. But J.D. Davis is a bat that we probably need, to be honest. But defensively, he's atrocious. So that's why I think the Mets are going to focus on starting pitching, and the third baseman, which throws in Donaldson and Bryant. And I think it's going to be one of those two guys. I have a feeling, the Cubs lost. I'm not mistaken. I think they lost 10 or 11 straight. So they're looking like they're gone. They're looking like they're going to be sellers. I don't think they're going to be anywhere near the division. And the wild card, I think they're like 2 or 3 games out, but I think they're actually done. So I think that most likely you're going to see Bryant being moved, possibly Baez, Donaldson, Berrios, maybe. But when it comes to the Mets, I truly think that the Mets are going to make a big blockbuster deal. And I'm going to tell you I really have a gut feeling that they're going to make this trade, and only because it makes perfect sense. And you'll see that video tomorrow. I'm not going to give everything away, but I'm just going to give you a little plug on the video that I've been working on. I'm editing right now. So, I mean, you guys said it in the chat. You said it about Brian. You said it about Donaldson. You said it about Gibson, Gallo. I don't think there's any chance the Mets are going to get outfield help. I think they like McKinney. I think Asdrubal Cabrera is also, I know that's infield, but Asdrubal Cabrera is also on the Mets radar as a backup. I don't know if that makes sense because I do like Peraza. I mean, he's been clutch. I mean, he's batting 208, but he always seems to get a big hit. And Villar, he just came back from injury, didn't play well yesterday, but again, Villar's going to be fine. So, Brian Hendricks, I don't know if Hendricks is going to be on the table. I think the Cubs are going to keep him. So, but again, I am going to talk about him with Brian, with the 2 trade scenarios with Donaldson, Berrios, and Hendricks and Bryant. And there's going to be one trade where you're going to have to give up a lot more than the other. And it doesn't have to do with rentals, doesn't have to do with performance of the guys that we might acquire. It's just common sense at this point. But I do think that the Mets will make a big trade, and I think it's going to be for a third baseman and a pitcher. I think we're going to get both. I don't know if it's going to be from the same team or they're going to be looking elsewhere, but I think the Mets are going to be making big moves because you got to give support to this team that's stuck around with all these injuries and sticking in first place for about a month and a half. And you got to give it to them. So I think Sandy Alderson's going to do that. He has the money to mess around with now. He's not like, we have to trade a top prospect because we want the team to take on 75% of the other players' contract that we're acquiring. That's not the case anymore. Now, granted, you might, every now and then, as a smart business guy, as Sandy Alderson is, you don't want to take on all the salary unless you absolutely have to. You might want to tell the team to take a couple of million off, to make the money and the trade work. But you're not going to ask for 75, 80% of the pay for them to pay the salary just to acquire somebody, and now you have to give up a top prospect. So that's the reason why I think the Mets are in prime position to make a big deal because of the money situation. That's not an issue anymore. And because this team is in first place, and I do believe that Steve Cohen and Sandy Alderson want to put more in this team to put them over the top and have no worries about the division and going into the playoff as a dominant team that could possibly surprise a lot of people. So I saw a couple of questions. Transistor, let me pop it up. Any Cincinnati Reds player, Robert Gray, Suarez, maybe for third base? It's a little tricky with Cincinnati because they got a lot of guys people want. We were just talking about Castellanos, Castillo, Gray, Suarez. It's a lot of guys. But, the Reds put a lot of money into that team as well with Castellanos. They paid some money. And I don't know if the Reds are going to be sellers, even though they're like, I believe if they're in third place in the division, they're not really close to the wild card, close to the division. So I think Milwaukee's going to want to run away with that division. But with the Reds, it's kind of 50-50. I don't think Sandy Olson likes a guy like Suarez. At least that's my opinion. I know I did it in the offseason about Suarez and earlier in the season about Suarez, but I don't know if they like Suarez. I think they'd rather have Donaldson or Gray. Donaldson or Bryant, but I'm not sure about that. Even though you see the big name that Gray and Suarez are on the contract, it's going to take a lot more to get them. And I don't know if Gray is the type of mentality for New York. So to give up a lot for a guy like Gray, who's proven already he can't pitch in New York, and Suarez, who hasn't really had the great season, is tough to give up a lot of prospects and good prospects for guys that have down seasons. And Gray, who's been good, but in New York, I'm not sure if we're going to get the best out of him. So I don't think so, Transistor, when it comes to Gray and Suarez. Donaldson, Berrios, Hendricks, Bryant, maybe. I think that's probably a better option. Let me just put the lineup up there if you guys haven't seen it yet. And check the comments really quick. I think Kyle, I think Cabrera is going to be a Met. I think the Mets are going to get him. I don't know who they would have to send down or get rid of. You know, I like Peraza. I like VR. You know, McKinney's been really good for us as well, defensively and offensively. But, you know, Sandy Alderson likes Cabrera. Obviously, he got him a couple of years ago. You know, about 4 or 5 years ago, he got him. You know, and stuff. And Cabrera is a solid defense. He's a veteran. That's you know what I'm saying. He's a veteran. And you know, it wouldn't be we don't have to give up nothing for him. So it's just a matter of who you're gonna send down to replace to put Cabrera on this team. You know, somebody's got to go down, somebody's got to get released, stuff like that. You know, with all the injuries and a 40-man roster, there's so many moving parts. So, but I think Cabrera will probably be a part of this team somehow. So we just got to wait and see with that. Let's see. Fernando says, I'd be happy with Bryant and Hendricks. Like I said, I love Bryant. You guys know that I love Bryant. I think Bryant's an absolute beast. He's having a really good season. Absolutely. Kendrick's been solid. He hasn't been great, but he's been good. But like I said, we don't need a top 2 in the rotation guy. You know, we got Walker and DeGrom. You know, and if you want to put Stroman in there too. So we're looking for like a 3-4 type of starter. Hendricks would fit that bill, obviously. You know, but the thing with the Cub, I don't think it's gonna cost as much. Let me backtrack that. I think it's gonna cost a little more with a Brian Hendricks than a Donaldson Berrios type of deal. And the reason why I say that is because the Mets have to take on that contract of Donaldson. And I'm going to go over that in the video tomorrow about the Donaldson contract and why it will cost more to get Brian and Hendricks than it would Berrios and Donaldson, because the Twins want to get rid of that money. So even though Brian's on a rental and Hendricks, I believe, has 2 years left on his contract, and Berrios is young, he has 1 year left before he's his last arbitration eligible year, so he's got 2 years left. And Donaldson has a couple of years left at 37, 6 years old, something like that. So taking on that money, which the Mets could do, you take on that money, you have to give less back. So it's a lot to do with setting up a way where you don't have to give up major prospects, taking on the money, and that's what the Mets can do. But like I said, I like Bryant. If I can get Bryant and Berrios, I'd be really happy. But them apart, I think it has to be a package deal, like a Brian Hendricks, Berrios, Donaldson type of deal. I don't think you can get them by themselves, just because it will cost too much. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we know Lindor. Yo, Fernando. You don't like our best player in baseball, Lindor, man? He's been solid. 218? Hell yeah. No, like I said, Lindor's been terrible this year. I'm not, there's no how can I say otherwise, he's played good defense. I know he screwed up that ball up the middle on Sunday, but you know what? He's been playing better over the last 20 something games. Batting like 260, got about 20 more RBIs, so he's been getting better. Not to the caliber we expect him to, but at the end of the day, the Mets are in first place somehow, some way. We're in first place. I don't know how. Defense and pitching. That's what we're doing. And Fernando, absolutely. We were talking about it. Me and my friends at the Yankee game. I met Yankee game yesterday. Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. My days were all messed up. Yesterday, about Nimmo is the spark plug this team needs. We will put in guys like, VR and McNeil. They're solid, but they're guys that like to swing the bat. And that's not a guy you need in the leadoff spot. You need a guy to work the count, who can make solid contact, puts the ball in play. Brandon Nimmo is that guy. McNeil swings at the first pitch almost every time. VR is a swing-free, happy guy. Those guys were basically leading off ever since Nimmo was out. And that hurt us because a lot of times these guys weren't getting on base. Even though VR's been clutch, he hasn't been getting on base for the guys in front of him. Lindor, Alonso, Smith, the power guys, the big guys, the driving the runs. Nimmo, you saw it since he came back. A couple of games. You've seen what he can do. He gets on base. He works the count. He just brings that energy that this team needs, and it works out perfectly. And there's no coincidence. Nimmo's in the lineup. We score 10 runs, 8 runs, 2 runs. What was that? I'm trying to give him 20-something runs in 3 games. We could have scored 20 runs over the last 2 weeks. I mean, it's amazing. So Nimmo is a big piece. I was down on Nimmo defensively, but again, he hasn't been in center field. He's been out a while, so he hasn't seen the floors of center field. But him getting positioned by the analytics team hopefully will help his defense out that we talked in the beginning of the year. That's a big deal. So it could make him a better defensive player. But again, you can't question Nimmo's bat. And he keeps on hitting. He's going to stay in the lineup. He's our center fielder. That's all you can do. Spark plug, Nimmo, perfect for this team at the leadoff spot. Lindor is a good cheerleader, I'll tell you that. Any news on Carrasco? Yes. Carrasco has been throwing full bullpens, which is nice. No setbacks, which is better. But he is I saw a report on Twitter. I think it was Anthony DiComo, from either Anthony DiComo or was it Andy Martino? I think it was Anthony DiComo. He said that they're expecting, if everything progresses well with Carrasco, to be back at the end of the month, this month. So that's a good sign. Syndergaard, probably not going to see him until September. So I'm not even thinking about Syndergaard right now. He comes back in September. He's going to be a 4 or 5 inning pitcher because the time they have to work him back, they're probably not going to make him go past 80 pitches at all, 70, 80 pitches. So, I don't even look at Syndergaard on the team at the moment. Carrasco, that's like a trade deadline deal right there, getting Carrasco. If he's healthy, he's a solid player, solid pitcher. He can be a number 2 easily. So it'd be nice to get Carrasco back. And maybe a Berrios or a Hendricks or a Gibson, guys like that. Yeah, I saw Carrasco in the bullpen with the starters on Sunday, the first game. He was chilling, and he made him and Taijuan Walker was trying to get all of us to say MVP to DeGrom, who was in the bullpen for the first game. So it was pretty cool. Let's see. Check the comments really quick. As the Cubs fall, let me throw that up there. As the Cubs keep falling out of contention, the chances of Bryant becoming a Met increases by the day. Absolutely, yes, absolutely. Obviously, Sandy Alderson likes him. Sandy Alderson 2 times in the offseason went back to the Cubs to try to get Chris Bryant. It didn't work out. But again, that was the beginning of the season. The Cubs were holding on to dear life, trying to keep these guys, trying to make a run for it. They were for the first 3 months, but now they're struggling. So I think that Sandy Olson, if it was up to him, he would get Chris Bryant. He wants Chris Bryant. And he's a welcome addition defensively and offensively. I take him in a heartbeat. So again, as I talked about in the other videos about Bryant, my off-season videos, during the season videos about Chris Bryant, Sandy Alderson laid the groundwork when it comes to talking about players, talking about who can be involved in the trade for Chris Bryant. And that sets up for the trade deadline. Because what that can do is now Sandy Alderson can pick up the phone and go, hey, listen, remember what we talked about? Okay, good. Now we can talk about these players. Now we can get things in motion more and quickly. You guys are out of contention. Chris Bryant has half his salary left to go. So I think it's $19 million. So Chris Bryant he's going to get about $9.5 million over the next couple of months. The Mets to be like, hey, we'll take that money off your shoulders. Throw in Kyle Hendricks. We'll take his salary too. But you can't take anybody past our top 5. You need to take prospects from 5 to 10. And maybe we'll throw in J.D. Davis. That's what's probably going to happen. Chris Bryant, if the Mets trade for Chris Bryant or Josh Donaldson, J.D. Davis is going to be in that deal. Because the Mets are going to take on that money for Bryant, Hendricks, Berrios, or Donaldson. They're going to take on that money. So the prospects that you might be thinking about, the Mauricios, the Alvarez, the Beattys of the world, the Matt Allens of the world, JT Gins of the world, probably are not going to be a part of that deal. Because you're taking on the full burden of the contracts and the salaries, those guys are going to be looking, these teams are going to be looking to give that money away. They don't want that money. Now, they're going to have to show their fans something. So you're going to give them, maybe a top 6 to 10 prospect and 1 or 2 guys, a mid-level guy, maybe a top 10 prospect on the higher level, like 8, 9, 10, maybe a Zapucki, stuff like that. But we don't have to give away the big guys because we're taking on that money. But J.D. Davis is probably going to be a part of one of those deals. Cool Spin, welcome back. So, once again, guys, the Mets are going to make a deal. It's looking like it's going to be a big possibility that it's going to be third base and it's going to be a starting pitcher. Who is that going to be? That's why I'm doing videos, because we're going to have a lot of fun talking about it. We're going to have a lot of debates. We're going to have a lot of back and forth. We're going to have a lot of people in my comments that are probably going to say I'm an asshole, that I'm an idiot. Some guy from a video that I did a month ago about the possible view, like it was the Gallos, the Santanders, that video. The guy says, I don't know what I'm talking about. But yet, it's not like I'm pulling information out of my ass. I'm not talking. If I'm going to say something that I think is my opinion, I'm going to let you guys know. I'm not going to tell you it's facts. I'm going to tell you it's my opinion. So when I say it's my opinion, at the time, basically our whole outfield was injured except for Smith, who was the only one left. So we needed outfield at the time. So we were talking about Santander. We were talking about Peralta. We were talking about Gallo. It was obvious. The Mets needed outfield at that moment when I made that video. Now we're getting healthy. We don't need outfield anymore. We need infield. We need a third baseman. That's why we're pivoting. So I don't know who that guy was. I forgot his name, but he says, I don't know what I'm talking about. And I think I said something about go check out Wardy or something like that. I don't remember what I said, but I said something stupid. I'm an asshole. I said that to him and I'm like, and then people are like, oh, why would they give up Gallo? Why would they give up this? Why would they give up that? He said something stupid. I don't know. If you guys want to check, if you even care, he said something stupid. But at the end of the day, when I made that video, we needed outfield. VR was playing great at third base. We had nobody. We had Pilar hurt. We had Nimmo hurt. We had Conforto hurt. We needed outfield. At the time, the necessity was outfield. What was available at that time was a Gallo, was a Santander from the Orioles. those type of players were available because those teams were out of it. So it just made sense that the Mets maybe would interest in them because, well, those teams are out of it. They might just want to get a prospect for these guys, take a little salary off their hands. So that's how it goes. I'm not going to put up, clickbait titles saying, rumor has it, the Mets are going after this guy. No, I'm going to say, rumors are the Mets are interested in Chris Bryant, in Donaldson. It's not my info. It's all over the news. It's all over Twitter. It's all over Instagram, Facebook, all that. We all know that. You can pull up anything right now, and you can see everything about Twitter. And you can see everything about what's going on. So, in Rob We Trust, that seems like a cult. But, yeah, you know what, guys? Like I said, we're, as Met fans, we are in a position that we've never been in my lifetime, most of your lifetime. We never had an owner who is willing to throw money up in the air and get things done. We need help on this team. We're going to go get it. That's why I'm confident to say that the Mets are going to do something. It's not going to be, it might be a bullpen arm here. That might be a little move to solidify this bullpen even more. But there's going to be a big move made. And that's exactly what Steve Cohen talked about going over the luxury tax. And Sandy Alderson, when it comes to trades, you guys know, I can't stand Alderson when it comes to free agency. But when it comes to trades, he is the best in baseball. He knows what he's doing. And I trust Sandy Alderson, and I trust Steve Cohen's beautiful money to get it done. Let me check the comments. So in Rob We Trust, I would never make that shirt, even though I know Fernando will wear it at the beach, at the baseball game, outside. All good. But it sounds like a cult. Be a little weird. My name on a shirt. It's just, woo. Let's see. Cool spin. We got the only good player out of that, Diaz and Cano. PD's useless. Now Clinic is a bust. I wouldn't say Clinic's a bust yet, honestly, because, I don't think Clinic was ready. I just think there was so much pressure to bring Kalanick up because Seattle wasn't doing, they were just ready to bring him up. And that whole occlusion thing they were trying to do with keeping him back so they wouldn't give him service time and everything like that. He wasn't ready. It was obvious. He's going to be a good ball player. Let's just hope Seattle Mariners don't win World Series because of him. That's what I care about. Yeah, I saw that actually with Baseball Hut. Yeah, like I said, I don't like to do clickbait titles because it's wrong to you guys. It's not fair. And like I said, obviously I want viewers. What the hell am I doing this for, right? I want subscribers. But at the end of the day, I'm not here to give you guys wrong information. I'm not here to piss you off. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to give you information that maybe you didn't see or maybe I didn't see. But that's why I'm here. Because you might have saw something that I didn't see. You say it in the comments, boom, we have a debate. And then I start checking, hey, look, I saw that, cool. Like I said, people like to do it. It is what it is. It's not me. I give my opinion. My titles are usually in my opinion or a topic of the day, So, and usually I give information about where I got it from. Like the other day with Anthony DiComo had a report about when Nimmo came up back on the team, stuff like that. I always try to find a source that I can use so I can say, hey, look, this is where I got it from. Don't blame me. I'm only the messenger. I would have to get a picture of that if you wore it at a wedding. Hey, listen, Fernando, the last time you actually came live was the live feed after the paper bag. So I kept my word on that, but it's okay. It's all right. I'll take my loss. Fernando would sleep in it. He'd go to a wedding. He might even go in a pool with his shirt on. He'd be like, "Hey, who's Rob?" "I don't know, this white guy." You know. Yeah, man. Yeah. 40. That's what I think. 40-year-old man making videos and Ma the meatloaf. You know. Oh man, Wedding Crashers, great movie. All right, guys. So 10 minutes left. So we're gonna talk about the Brewers series really quick. Obviously, Woodruff against Tyler McGill, who I like his demeanor on the mound. He's solid. He's a guy that can be in the back end of the rotation. He seems like he has his head on his shoulders. He's confident. It feels like he don't take shit at all. And he's very poised on the mound, which I like. The same way Peterson was last year. He's got that type of mentality, and I like him. And he's got pretty good stuff. And he throws 96, 97, which I like. That was never going to happen. That was, RG, I know that was a big deal at the time with Syndergaard and DeGrom, and I think it was the Daily News that had him in Yankee uniforms. Listen, that was everybody's been checking out the stock market and AMC and all that, GME and all that fun stuff, all the FUD, FUD. That's what the Daily News and the Post were doing. That's what they were doing. The Mets were never trading Noah Syndergaard or Jacob deGrom to the Yankees. No way. It just wasn't going to happen. There's no way the Mets are going to make a trade. And the same thing with the Yankees. The Yankees are not going to trade anybody to the Mets. The Mets are not going to trade anybody to the Yankees of importance or significance to give them a chance to win a World Series. Not a good idea. So, all right, guys. So, with the Brewers, again, they're one of the best teams in the National League. They're in first place. They finally got their winning streak stopped by the Pirates. I think they won 10 in a row. Excuse me. 10 in a row. If I'm not mistaken, they're on a hot streak. They got cooled off a little bit by Pittsburgh. But they're coming in with a team that can score runs. They got a very good 1-2 punch in their rotation. It's not going to be an easy series. But let's hope the Mets don't have a play down, because they just had a very high emotional series with the Yankees. So they got to play up. If I'm not mistaken, I think DeGrom is pitching in this series. I know it's McGill. Let's see. DeGrom's pitching tomorrow against Brett Anderson. So obviously the pitching matchup is in our favor for game 2. And then we have, let's see. To be determined for the Mets, but Corbin Burns, who has also been very good for the Brewers. So it's going to be a tough series. We got DeGrom on the mound in the series, which is nice. I don't know if you guys know. I haven't done no videos about the black jerseys. A video popped up last homestand on Friday about the black jerseys. You guys probably seen it on Twitter. The black jerseys are going to make their appearance in July. I think it's going to be this Friday. Yeah, this Friday against Pittsburgh. Friday night game. Blackout Friday, which I've been talking about. I think that's what's going to happen. You know about what all these city jerseys that MLB is doing with Nike? You saw the White Sox, which I think was one of the best city jerseys so far. The Giants jerseys just came out, which they're ugly as hell. I don't like them. The Cubs did they? I didn't like theirs either. I forgot. There's other teams that did it. I'm not sure who did it, but I think the black jerseys are going to be a part of the Mets City jerseys. I don't think they're going to look exactly the same like they did in the late 90s, early 2000s. I think they're going to have a little bit of a New York City type of theme, but they're going to be black jersey with the orange and blue, obviously. So black jerseys, I would not be surprised that Friday night against Pittsburgh, the Mets are going to show up with their black jerseys on. I'm probably going to go to that Friday night game because I'm pumped up, wearing my black. And then the week after that, guys, this is when it's going to get fun. I'm going to Pittsburgh for that series down in Pittsburgh against the Pirates, of course. I will be down there for about 3-4 days. Going to be nice. Going to do a lot of videos. Obviously, when I'm at the games, guys, you know what I do. Pre-game, fifth inning, post-game. That's what I'll be doing because I'm officially back with you guys. So, again, the Brewers series is not going to be easy. We do have Tyler McGill tonight. We got DeGrom tomorrow. And TBD on Wednesday. Sorry. So, that is your lineup for tonight, guys. We got Brandon Nimmo leading off, playing center field. Francisco Lindor, as always, batting second, playing short. Dominic Smith, who's heating up, batting third in left field. Pete Alonso, who had a great series against the Yankees in the Bronx, playing first, batting cleanup. Jeff McNeil, who's still been struggling, batting fifth, playing second. Michael Conforto, who needs to get going, batting sixth, playing right field. Jonathan Villar, batting seventh, playing third base. James McCann behind the plate, batting eighth. And as we said, Tyler McGill is pitching, batting ninth. That is your lineup for tonight, guys. Let's get that W. Let's get that series. We got a 7-game homestand against the Brewers and the Pirates. We should sweep the Pirates. Let's do our best to take 2 out of 3 against the Milwaukee Brewers. Get those W's. Let's extend that lead in the division against the Braves, against the Nationals. The Nationals are falling apart. Schwarber is hurt. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Turner got hurt. Yes, I believe he got hurt as well. The Nationals are coming back down to earth. The Braves are going to be a pain in the ass like they always are. They're going to start heating up. Fernando wants to sweep. I like that. I like the confidence, but I don't think it's going to happen. But the New York Mets, in my wonderful prediction, are going to go 5-2 in this homestand, going right into the All-Star break when we face Pittsburgh again, which I'll see you guys in the Steel City in 2 weeks. I love you guys. I'm back, baby. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you haven't yet, hit on that like button, guys. You're new to the channel. Thank you for the support. Talking Mets with Rob, back and better than ever. Check out my video tomorrow about the possible trade rumors with Josh Donaldson and Chris Bryant and why I would choose one or the other and who can possibly be in those deals when it comes to the money situation with salaries and the possible prospects and people on the roster that can be going in that deal. I love you guys. Cool Spin, I didn't forget you. By the end of the week, I will be sending that bobblehead. I appreciate the support. Fernando, RG, Cool Spin, Jonathan, Joseph, Transistor. I'm going to go down the list, guys. I'm going to go down the list. Hold on. I want to get everybody. I want to be nice. SoCal. I knew I had that in my mind. I just couldn't put it to words. Everybody who tuned in, guys, I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow pregame. I love you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit on that like button. Hit on that subscribe button, guys. Check out my video tomorrow, guys. And as always, let's go Mets. Let's get that W, boys. Welcome back, baby. Let's go. Have a good night, everybody. Let's go Mets. See you guys. Have a good night.